Well, I hope you're ready for this one. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Poke Resort. Today we're going to be going over what the movie I just saw was, and that was the Pokemon movie I Choose You. And oh my god, where are we going to go? First off, I want you guys to know that this is just one person's opinion. Now, I've been going over Pokemon for quite a long time, so I think I have an idea what exactly works with Pokemon and what exactly doesn't. And I have been a fan since around 98, 99, so I've seen all the movies, I've seen the recent ones, and I'm just going to start off right at the bat where I get the same vibe of the Pokemon movies that have been recent to this one. And I'll just start out with positive. Is the positive thing that I got out of it was the art style and animation was literally perfect. I wouldn't have I wouldn't have changed a thing. I thought they just pretty much nailed every single part of it, and that was great. If they could have a better story, which I'll get into, with the same animation, hands down, amazing movie. Now, let's get into just kind of what the movie was about. Now, we saw the trailers and everything, and we saw, alright, well, this is going to be a movie that's kind of rehashing Ash's original time going through the Kanto region. And we knew it also had something to do with his quest for the Rainbow Ring. So when I kind of saw that, I'm like, okay, so we're gonna basically see his whole journey again, basically, and hopefully we'll see a good end point. Maybe get into Pokemon League, be able to maybe become Pokemon Master, who knows? But instead, we find out that he is to become the Rainbow Warrior. What is the Rainbow Warrior? I don't really know. He got a feather, and he went to a top of a mountain. Wasn't even Mount Silver or anything. Just went to the top of a mountain, and apparently if he made it to the top, and he gotta take on Ho-Oh, which he did. We don't know what happened. We just saw he took it on, and I guess that makes him the rainbow leader, rainbow champion. I don't even know. I don't really understand the end goal of the movie. So, just the whole movie just seemed off, and it seemed pretty cringeworthy too. Watching the characters, Ash's two new companions, I don't feel like they really added much. It was just more of new companions really thrown in there. Now, I thought there was a good part with, as far as the flashback goes, with the male companion of Ash's. I don't even remember the two names. I was just more like during the whole movie. Now, the only good flashback was more of him where I really saw a heart-to-heart combination, something that you can kind of relate to the real world, where a child got lost in the middle of winter, and then his pet animal came out, looked for him, and stayed with him to keep him warm, and that animal ended up dying to care for its owner or friend, whatever you want to call it. And I thought that was a really, really touching moment. I thought that was something that Pokemon did really well at that one scene. But at the same time, there's so many things they didn't do well. I'd say first thing right off the bat is the music. I mean, the only time we got the original music, actually I'll say twice. We had the theme song that was rehashed with a different artist. I don't really know why they did it. They could have brought the same artist. They could have just remixed it that way. So I don't know why they brought in someone new. It sounded like someone like the person who actually sang the XY theme song for the first season, where they did kind of a different remix of the original theme song, I guess. And at the very end, we got just more of the instrumental original music that we got, but the rest of that, nothing really was brought up, so I was kind of disappointed where, I mean, a big part of the original was the amazing music that they had in there, and the fact that they didn't put any of that in there is like, alright, I guess I kind of lost the nostalgia part of that. And another thing is, I think he only caught like 3 or 4 Pokemon. That was it. It only showed him with Pikachu, him catching Charmander, and him catching Caterpie, which eventually went into a Butterfree, and the Charmander, which eventually went into Charizard. That was it. So he only, the whole point, they said catch them all, but he caught even less. He caught less than what he originally had. So I don't know. I feel like there were just so many different pieces that they just try to crunch together, and it just didn't really seem to work well. And they rehashed the Butterfree scene where you gotta say goodbye to Butterfree, and it was, I mean, it was all right. I mean, I think another part of it was we only had about an hour and a half. I think that's about how long it was to really kind of be emotionally invested into the characters, and I feel like they didn't do a good enough job at that, so I didn't really have those same feelings as I did seeing Butterfree go the first time or the second time compared to watching it through the actual TV show from the first season, where he was with Ash for a very long time in a lot of episodes, and that's when he kind of started to get attached to him. So, but the fact that we didn't really see that connection, so when it went away, it's like, all right, I guess, because like I don't really treat this Ash Ketchum as the same Ash Ketchum as we had before, because nothing really seemed to be the same. And one quote really shocked me was when he said, literally straight up to Pikachu, that he wished he would have picked a Squirtle or Bulbasaur instead. Like, he would never say that. That's not him. It's like he was given a different personality as well. And I didn't really understand that, because Ash was never in that dark of a spot ever in the TV show, and to throw that out there out of nowhere, it was just kind of weird. And then we also had kind of an unnecessary dream that Ash had right after he said that, where Marshadow was in it, and I don't even know why Marshadow was in the movie, considering Marshadow is an Alolan Pokemon, and somehow it has a connection with Ho-Oh. That it doesn't make any sense. It's never been said that they have a connection. Also, they just magically make it up in the TV show or in the movie. I don't really put those two together. And then we were in the Kanto region the whole time, yet we managed to encounter Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. Why would we encounter them? They're in the Johto region. I mean, I guess they could make it to Kanto, but I mean, wouldn't you have rather seen the like legendary birds and them having more of a impact on the story, because they're from Kanto? I mean, we've had trainers, which actually the female companion of Ash's, it seemed like it was Cynthia's daughter, which that was cool. I mean, that was a cool connection there, but I didn't really get anything out of the character as well of it, where it's like, okay, I get, you mean you ran away from home, I guess, to become a trainer. I mean, okay. And then there's so many like rehashed things that happen that they try to make different, I guess, where it's not like, okay, Ash caught Charmander, alright, they changed it up a little bit, but that's not specifically what I'm talking about. I'm talking about rehashed actual actions, I guess, that has happened. Like, for example, at the very end, I'll remember this spoiler review, where Ash ended up dying basically at the end, and I'm pretty sure we've seen that before, literally in the first movie, where Ash became frozen, and then Pikachu's tears brought it back to life, and everyone else then something magical like that. Now, this time it was even weirder, where it was Ash, he just disappeared, and then he became a ghost or something, and then he started running in a field, and then he came back to life, and I didn't really see anybody do anything to make that happen. He just magically showed up. I know it showed Pikachu sad, but it didn't even have any direct correlation why he came back. I mean, Ash just saw Pikachu. I don't know, it was Ash's will that came back. I mean, I guess that's a thing, but it didn't really make any sense. And then the new antagonist, the guy with the Incineroar, I mean, I guess he was alright. I kind of considered him like another version of Paul, but I mean, I don't know why they just wouldn't have had Gary Oaken there and just take his place, and that been the rival again, but just seen in a different light. But I mean, this guy was just like, we've seen this character. This is literally Paul rehashed again. So we saw this Paul, but basically in a different character. So it's like, okay, so we've seen this before. So I think the biggest gripe I have with this is Pokemon use bits and pieces from their TV shows and movies and just put it into that and try to call a new movie, where I would have preferred seeing a movie that was that could have been a retelling. I mean, I have no problem with the retelling, but then like try to get new different actions that could happen in the movie without literally repeating the same thing that Ash has already done, but with different characters or like a different scene, basically. And I don't know, there were just a lot of cringy moments when he asked Ash if he wanted to become a Pokemon or why he battles, and then he said because he wants to make friends. And it's like, well, wait, what? No, I mean, there's nothing wrong saying you want to win, you enjoy doing it, but to say you battle because you want to make friends, that that doesn't really make any sense. You should enjoy battling because you enjoy doing that, and then practicing that makes you get better as a person, human, connect to everyone. So I mean, I guess that'd be like a side thing, but I wouldn't really see I'm gonna do this to make friends. I don't know. It seems so childish and brought down to like a level where 5-year-olds will enjoy it. Where someone like me going to theater, I was disappointed the entire time. I thought it'd be something cool to bring back all the memories that I had of the original TV show and just be able to see that in a new light. And I didn't really get that, and I thought the voice acting was not very good. I mean, I was very disappointed that Veronica Taylor didn't voice Ash again, but even like the Nurse Joy's voice was bad, and there's just so many things. And then I hate that high-pitched female voice that they put in every single female character. Like they only have one personality, and it's this peppy, happy, really, really high voice, and everything is just I don't really get that. Why don't you give them more personality? Get them more, like, I don't know, meaning behind them, I guess. I mean, I'm all for strong female characters, but I feel like we didn't really get that. It's just more of that, like, stereotypical anime female character, and I don't know, they were just, it was just a big disappointment for me, and it could just because I'm getting older and just that kind of stuff doesn't really connect with me. But I didn't understand how the movie ended. I didn't understand the beginning, middle to finish, and the whole time through I didn't know when the movie was going to end, because we all try to correlate it to the original Ash Ketchum, and it had absolutely nothing to do with gym battling, where we saw him go against Erica, and her voice actress was terrible, and that was it. That was the only gym battle that we saw. We didn't see anything else, and then that was, I guess my question to you guys is, what made you enjoy the movie? Specific scenes, because I know people saying, oh, the ending almost made me cry. Like, I don't get that. Like, how was your connection to that character? How did that develop? It didn't develop in the movie at all. Biggest thing I can really say is that I'm just older, and I didn't get the connection from the original movies to this one, where they just rehashed something new, and they didn't do that successfully. Now, I'm glad that they brought something out that they wanted to try to connect to the original fans, but I felt like this was more of a grab towards a younger audience, bringing them in to the Pokemon world, seeing what it was like in the Kanto region, kind of just how Ash started out his journey, just with better animations and art styles, and they can see, oh, I saw Charmander, I saw Pikachu, I saw Squirtle in this movie, and that got me really excited to go see Pokemon and start playing the games. Now, I see that more of as a take rather than trying to relate to fans. I feel like they're going back to the original to bring new fans into the series, basically, and video games, and kind of just bring them up from there, where us, I mean, we kind of peaked. I feel like that's where we are right now. As original Pokemon fans, we've peaked, and they do things that cater to us, but it's more of second to new audience, where they're always trying to grow their audience. I haven't really seen them try to keep their audience, where they are just being very careful, I guess, how they do it. But I mean, I still really enjoy the video games, but I think they're just kind of pushing me out as far as being an anime fan, nothing like that. But I mean, hey, that's fine. I could see what exactly they were trying to do. They were trying to gain a new audience, or they're trying to just go for the younger audience, where, I mean, when I was in the theater, I'd say 75% were children and maybe 25% were like young adults like me. So I mean, that's what I saw in my theater. I don't know what your guys' theater was or anything like that, but that's just kind of what I got out of this. And I don't know, they made Pikachu. Oh, this is the worst. When they made Pikachu talk at the end, it ruined it for me. It 100% ruined it for me. The whole point is to be able to infer what their emotions are through just the actions. They don't have to say anything. And the fact they made him say something with that stupid high pitch voice, I don't know why they did that. It ruined it so bad, and that's something that I did not click with. I don't think they should have done that, and yeah, that's my opinion on it. I don't think they should have made Pikachu talk in it, and that just totally turned me off 100%. Like, even the TV show, they didn't even make the Pokemon talk. When they had first season, where they had they all went to that one island they got lost or for whatever reason, where all the Pokemon work together and they talk to each other, but they just had dialogue below that. And I thought that was good because they did have good humor with that. So I enjoyed that episode. I thought that one was good. So I appreciate that. Then Team Rocket was back in it, but the weird part is we didn't see Team Rocket's motto at all. They didn't interact once with Ash Ketchum, so why were they in it? Were they just in it for every other movie that they had, where they kind of just had more of the comic relief little scenes and funny little puns? They had one good pun. They had one good pun when they were at the very end of the movie. That was it. So I was like, what was the point of them? There was no point of them at all. Ash doesn't even know who Team Rocket is, and it's just, why? That's literally a part of the whole TV show, and it was, that's just my opinion. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is just, it was a big disappointment for me. Now, I went in with low expectations because I did not enjoy any of the really newer Pokemon movies at all, so I was expecting a vibe kind of like that, and that's pretty much exactly what we got, but it was just, they ruined Kanto for me a little bit. So, I don't know. I'm going to assume I might be in the minority. I don't know if the audience that is watching me are 10 years old or younger or older fans, and there was even a couple next to me where they were laughing at jokes that I didn't really understand why they're laughing. I thought it was just kind of stupid, like easy, like cheap humor, and it just wasn't something that I gravitated to. And I don't know. Biggest thing is maybe I'm just too old for the TV show. It's catered towards kids. I can't enjoy it anymore. I still like the original TV shows. I like it pretty much all the way up to Sinnoh. I think they ruined it with Black and White. They kind of brought it a little bit back with X and Y, and they ruined it again with Sun and Moon. So I don't know. I think I'm just slowly fading out of the TV aspect of Pokemon, where I was just kind of hoping more of like a mix between the Pokemon TV show and Pokemon Origins, that 4-part series event, which they did not play in my theater, but I know it was playing in other theaters that watched the game. So or that watched the movie. So I thought that was kind of cool, where if they mixed that kind of serious vibe to it, to the Pokemon anime, I thought that would, or the Pokemon movie, I thought that'd be so much better. And yeah, I mean, we're going on like 17 minutes, and I could probably do a little bit more complaining on my own, but I mean, I just got a theater, I had a lot of feelings that I had to just get out there. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one, so let me know what you guys thought of this movie, whether you liked it, you disliked it, what you liked about the movie. I don't want to hear, oh, I love the movie, it was amazing, it was one of the best movies I've ever seen. That doesn't help me understand what you liked about it. You have to literally explain to me what you enjoyed about the movie, or what you didn't enjoy the movie. I mean, you can agree with some of the points I had, you can disagree. We're all here, we all have our own opinion. Your opinion's not wrong, my opinion's not wrong. There's no right or wrong opinions, it's just more how you feel about the anime movie, and it disappointed me. It straight up disappointed me, and a little disappointed about that, but I think it's just more making me realize that the Pokemon anime is not something I'm going to invest my time too much into anymore, where it's just not something for me, but I'll continue to play the games because I still enjoy those. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't enjoy it, let me know why you didn't enjoy this review. If you didn't like it, I mean, hey, we all got our own opinion, nothing wrong with that. So have a good one, guys. The original Ash Ketchum's gonna sign us out, who should have voiced in this movie, and should have had Ash and Brock with them too, but we didn't get that. So yeah, just overall disappointed in the movie. I'd probably rate it like a 3 out of 10, maybe 2 out of 10. Just wasn't for me. Wasn't for me at all. So that's all I have for today. Ash Ketchum, original, sign us out.
Hey trainers, Ash Ketchum here to thank you for watching the Poke Resort. Become a Pokemon Master by subscribing to Austin's channel. Don't forget to see his other recent videos so you can watch them all. Pikachu and I have surfing lessons with Austin's Alolan Raichu. So, we'll catch you later.